I'm an analyst and I would like to take the knowledge quiz. In Tableau Server, I would search for ADEPT. I would select the ADEPT workbook that I'm interested in taking the knowledge quiz in. I would then download this workbook, and once it's downloaded, I would open it in Tableau Desktop. I would open it to the introduction page where I would look at things like which measures or dimensions are included in this workbook, which filters are important and how are they being filtered, and what parameters exist and any definitions. I would then go to the view of which I would like to build. This question is, what is the close won units by opportunity type and business unit for the previous completed quarter? I need to see how are close won units being measured. So I would go to the Common KPIs tab. I would filter the Common KPIs parameter to close won units. Then I would go directly to that sheet so that I can see which filters are important to include. Here I would note things like zero add-on is filtered just to true, so this is a filter that I would want to include. But things like indirect travel deal is including both false and true right now, so something like that I don't necessarily need to include when I'm building out this view. I would go back to my view and I would start building it. I notice that business unit is already pulled in. And when I take a look at it, it's filtered to just enterprise and SMB, which are the two business units that are important to include. I also need to look at this view by opportunity type. So I would search for type. I'd pull opportunity type into rows, and I notice that a ton of opportunity types pull in. Now I'm not sure, do I need to include all of these or should I just include a couple? So I'd go back to the introduction page where I'd check out under filters, opportunity type says to just filter to new business and add-on. So I go back to my view and I would pull opportunity type into filters, where I'd make sure to select just add-on and new business. Now that I have both of my dimensions, I also need to include a date. So I'd search for date, and then I'd pull in opportunity close date because I'd remember that in the introduction page, close date is what we want to look at for date. I pull that into columns and it defaults to year, but I want to look at it by quarter. So I'm going to select quarter, and then I also want it to be discrete, and I don't want to include all of these quarters, I just want to include the previously completed quarter. So I would go to show filter. To make this a little bit more readable, I would say multi-value dropdown. I would unselect all dates and I would select the previously completed quarter, which in this case is Q2 of 2019. Now that I have all of that done, I also need to include my measure, which is close won units. I would search for units. I pull close won units into the text on the marks card, and there you go. I'm almost done. But I remember that I need to include zero add-on as a filter. So I type in 0, I pull that into filters, I select just true, and I hit OK. Now I think my view is done. So I'm going to go check out and see how well did I do. So I go to the answer key, and this was number 3, so I go to that sheet where I can see here are the filters that the reporting team included. I can compare my numbers against their numbers. I can go back to the Common KPIs table if I need to check out which filters I should have included or get any more information about close won units. I can also go to any other knowledge quiz view and test my knowledge with that.